But the full picture is you were also chief marketing officer in the corporate world with Deloitte and some other companies, one that you exited out of. Talk to us a little bit about how that plays into what you do today. I know maybe around when this episode of our podcast will be published, it'll be right around the timing of a series that you have that'll be streaming. Talk to us a little bit about, how that's all connected.
Yeah, so I started my career, the first 20 some odd years of my life, my working life as a strategist. I was at big companies like BBDO and was the head of strategy at J. Walter Thompson, which no longer exists, but at the time I believe was one of the largest ad agencies in the world. I've done my own thing, and then straddled everything from big and small, digital to traditional to promotional to media. So I've run the gamut, which is kind of nice. And to me, I always joke, when they say, what's the difference between promotional and digital and traditional? And I'm like, I'm too stupid to understand how they're different, because a consumer is a consumer and the way they think is the way they think. And they don't go walking down the street going, I really hope this mobile interaction will be the same thing as my retail interaction of the store I'm about to walk into, right? That's never, and the whole adage of being online or offline doesn't exist anymore either. We're either alive or we're dead, right? Digital is always part of our life. So you can't.
I think you're living inside my head. You're just saying it better than me. Thank you.
But it's true, and let's be real. And the holding companies are going to hate me for saying this, but the reason why it's happened is because the holding companies can charge clients more margin if they're doing digital strategy, traditional strategy, promotional strategy, brand strategy, and the same thing for producers and creatives and for account people. They get more margin, right? If they can claim that there's a massive difference. In the execution, I think that there is a difference, right? The actual making the website, the actually making of the commercial, the actual making of certain things. But the strategy and the account management of certain things, which is a very large sum of money that the clients are paying, does not need to be stratified the way it is now. Add to that, then I moved to Deloitte Consulting, and I moved there because, and my wife is still there. She's a partner there. She runs the brand practice, because consultants understand business. An agency world kind of does, depending on the agency, but still not as good as consultants do. As a strategist, I thought that was incredibly important, because we as marketers, there's a reason why in Fortune 1000, the CMO has a 23-month tenure, yet the CFO has a 69-month tenure on average, and the CEO has a 68-month tenure. The reason why is because the chief marketing officer cannot, per quarter, when they're reporting back to the street, show value add, because marketing doesn't work that way. We are marathons. Salespeople are sprints, right? So they can show what's worked. I got frustrated with that. So I now have become a fractional chief marketing officer, where I will go in and I will help companies understand, how are you going to make money? Why is marketing actually appropriate for what you're about to do? And set expectations of return actually means to how you're going to look at return, right? Versus just saying, how much did it sell yesterday? So I did that when this thing, I don't know if you heard about it. It was called COVID, I think. When COVID happened.
It rings a bell.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy, I think. I think it was a conspiracy, but not other podcasts that will do. For your listeners, I'm kidding. Not a conspiracy.
Right. He's kidding. Wink, wink. No.
Yeah, exactly. So the people when that happened, and we had moved up here in the middle of nowhere, Connecticut, full time, I decided to take a step back and really concentrate on. Well, I actually didn't even know what I wanted to concentrate on. And then things started falling in my lap while I was doing racing, where I got a couple TV commercials for Pennzoil, and I work with Pennzoil now. As of this recording, when it goes live, it'll be public that I am the brand ambassador for Volkswagen, which is why I'm wearing my Volkswagen shirt here today.
Volkswagen.
Things like that. Volkswagen. It's my people. I'm from Germany. It's my first language. It's my first two cars were Volkswagen. So, and I drive an Audi, which is owned by Volkswagen.
Were you recently in New York at a show with them, I believe? I
was announced at the end and brought to the Javits Center to the auto show with Volkswagen, which was very special. Because I'll tell you one thing. In marketing, people in chairs can be used as quota fillers, right? Mm-hmm. The little kid in the wheelchair being pushed by his mom in the back. Pennzoil and Volkswagen, and none of the people that sponsor me or have sponsored me. I'm very clear with that I am a driver or a thing first, and then I'm a person in a wheelchair. They never once exploited me being in a chair. Did they talk about me being in a chair? Absolutely, they did, as they should. It's part of my story. It's part of me. I'm proud of that, right? And I know that sounds weird, but I'm proud of it. But they didn't make it tearjerker that like, oh,
Right.
poor hero,
It wasn't the protagonist. You're the protagonist, and part
yes,
of the characteristics, the elements of who you are, you know, you're a dog lover, you're this, you're that, and you
yeah,
happen to be in a wheelchair. Yeah.
exactly. And so I really appreciate that. So when I was with them at the Javits Center at the New York Auto Show, it felt really good, really natural. They were really great with me with Volkswagen, as is Pennzoil, right? It is just who I am, and I think more brands should be that way.